Dear students, welcome to our class on crop growth modeling and types of crop growth modeling. Before I start the class, I would like to give a quote. The quote of the day is determination is the power that sees you through all your obstacles. Determination is the power that sees you through all your obstacles. This is the quote for our crop growth modeling. And before I start actually our class of basics 1, this is just fundamental basics 1, I would like to inspire you with my own personal experience. I was very fortunate to work with the topmost crop growth modelers in the world. In the year 2000, they were their influence was enormous on me. Number one, Jim Jones, University of Florida, and of course Ken Boute, basically crop physiologist, and Garrett Hohenboom, and these were the international scientists with whom I worked in the year 2000, and I was very fortunate to learn from them DSAT, Decision Support System for Agro Technology Transfer, DSAT models. So for a very long time I had undergone training under their supervision. I was very fortunate to learn crop growth modeling, and later my own teachers, my own students enriched my knowledge through their software skills, sometimes hardware skills. Of course, this is the basics one for a basic student. I am not going to give you any advanced thing now. So let us see what is the definition of crop growth model. Actually, before we go into what is crop growth models, we should understand what is a crop. In crop physiology course, you must have understood crop. But for your academic interest, I am telling you, crop is defined as aggregation of individual plant species grown in a unit area for economic purpose. Finally, farmer needs food. He has to feed his stomach. He has to eat and feed his stomach. So, why he raised the crop? By definition, I am not saying this is the ultimate definition. Of course, this is a definition which has really touched my bottom of the heart. That's why aggregation of individual plants, species, wonderful definition, species, okay? Aggregation of individual plant species grown in a unit area for economic purpose. Of course, growth was defined by crop physiologists as far as agriculture is concerned. Crop physiologists particularly, they defined irreversible increase in the size and volume as a consequence of several of course processes of crop physiology. Of course, crop growth. Now, what is simulation? This is a very interesting word. Simulation. What is simulation? Reproducing the essence of a system. Reproducing the essence of a system without reproducing the system itself. That is simulation. Simple simulation. What is a model? If you are going to a very high ranges of Andean countries where hills are there, okay, otherwise Himalayas or anything, Vindhyas or anything. So there, when you see, your eyes can see only to a little extent, but when the whole ranges of Himalayas or big mountains are depicted in a small picture, so okay, so it is a model of that Himalayas. That is a simple model, means it is a small mimicry of the real system. Now, so what are the types of models? What are the different types of models? Why we need a model at all? Because crop, we sow a crop. After sowing the seed, germination occurs, emergence, of course, growth, crop goes on increasing. Now, when we are interested to relate the growth of the crop with weather elements, there are so many techniques. However, I am giving you some 9 types of models in a very simple way, because I am not interested to give you the detailed of each model, just giving, suppose a statistical model is there, a mechanistic model is there, a deterministic model is there, a simulation model is there. Just I give you what is the basic or basics of that particular model only. You are expected to learn in the basics one of our crop growth modeling. Now, what is a statistical model? A statistical model expresses the relationship between yield of a crop or yield components and weather elements. Simply, weather elements, solar radiation, temperature, humidity, pressure, wind, how they are individually or collectively related to yield or yield components. Yield means 5 tons per hectare. Okay, right. Yield components, number of field grains, number of unfilled grains. Okay, and test weight, or you can say any yield components. So you just statistically you give some sort of expression. Okay, weather elements versus yield, weather elements versus yield, dependent, independent. That's what. Okay. Now next, what is a mechanistic model? When you give the real mechanism to the statistical model, that we call it as the mechanistic model. Of course, by I am explaining you. These models explain not only the relationship between weather parameters and yield, but also the mechanisms involved in this particular process. So, statistical models, if you give the mechanism, then we call it as a mechanistic model. Now, what is a deterministic model? Very interesting. These models estimate the exact value of the yield. See, what a wonderful, and what not, greatest thing of deterministic model. You will be determining the yield. See, imagine. So, such models are really wonderful. I am very, very fortunate to learn, of course, with my, again I am telling, first from the groups with which I worked. These are all wonderful. Deterministic models are wonderful. You know, I used statistical models, particularly step-down regression for my PhD work, you know. Wonderful. So statistical models are such wonderful things, you know, to determine the yield. Now, so let us go to next one, stochastic. Again, wonderful model. So the probability element is attached to each output. Probability, output means, you know, yield or yield component. What is the probability? Yes, what is the probable number of spikelets? Number of grains in each spikelet. What is the probability of test weight? So probability is attached in the these stochastic models. Now the dynamic models, we always say he is a very good dynamic student. Oh, what is dynamic? So dynamic means, you know, time. So he adjusts himself. He adjusts himself to the time that is prevailing. Earlier 10th class good, intermediate okay, he is a relatively grown student, but university, college, okay, so he is further going with the time he is adjusting like that. You know, dynamic models, time is included as a variable. Static, time is not added. Time is just not added in the static models. Now simulation models, that's what I told. Simulation models are most contemporary models. I am not saying that, you know, statistical models, mechanistic models, deterministic models, stochastic models, dynamic, static are not in use. No, they are wonderful. Every day in agricultural science we are using it. Nowadays the most contemporary are simulation models. What is the basic simulation models? Are computer models. These are the computer models in general. Okay, so of course mathematical representation of a real world system. Mathematically, suppose for example a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab, a minus b whole square, a square plus b square minus 2ab. So left side and right side, okay, similar simulation models, you know. Yes, soil is there, okay, a seed is there, then so many inputs are there, your management is there, everything they are going to add it, everything is simulated in the whole computer based system with particular equations, fixing some lower level, higher level for each. Say for example a pest is occurring, what is the minimum most possible damage by the pest or disease? What is the maximum most possible damage by that particular pest or disease? Like the ranges are fixed, and simulation models are, of course, as I told 4-5 minutes back, crop growth simulation models, I was very fortunate to learn and gain knowledge in the very early stages of their development. Still now, even today, they are in wonderful use. Not only in agriculture, in several sciences they are being used now. So simulation models are those. And go to descriptive model. Okay, again this is again a wonder on the earth, science wonder. The descriptive model defines the behavior of a system itself. You can see the behavior of the whole system. What else is required to just to model the behavior of a system? What is a system, you tell me? So a crop is grown. It is grown as a monocrop, or it is grown as a mixed crop. It is grown in a particular number of plants followed by another crop. Okay, like that. In a whole system, we describe. In a descriptive model, it defines the whole behavior of the system, whole behavior of the crop. Crop won't speak to us, but in the descriptive model, we can record the behavior. Of course, explanatory models are very interesting and very simple. These consist of quantitative description of mechanism and processes that cause the behavior of the system. Just slightly advanced. When you are writing a book, first you write introduction, then comes to first chapter, second chapter, like that. A summary, okay, you are interested, or conclusion you are interested to give in the end of each chapter, for example. It is something like the summary of a descriptive model is the explanatory model. These things I would like to share with you. This is once again a basics, just fundamental class. So this much is enough, even from your examination point of view. What is defined crop growth model? Okay, write in detail about different crop growth models. These things will come here. May God bless you. Before I say thanking you very much, I just would like to repeat once again the quote of our class. Determination is the power. Determination is the power that sees you through all your obstacles. Have good determination. Very positive thinking. Very positive thinking. Thank you very much. May God bless you.